What's up, guys? My name is Z, and today we're gonna open some packs. Yes, sir, we are. I've got 40 packs here ready to open, and I earned all of them from arena runs. No purchases, no random quests. You know, those new quests came out. All arena runs, all day, every day. So I earned these, guys. Anyways, I know people like to see these 40 pack openings, and I'm excited to do one finally. Also, for those new players out there, this will be a great learning experience. This will be an opportunity for you guys to learn some of the cards. I'm going to try and be quick about it though, because I don't want this video to take too much time. Alright, without further ado, let's open some packs. Alright, we've got our GvG packs here. Check out my awesome background. Alright, Cogmaster used in Mech Shaman. That's a constructed deck that's fallen off a little bit. So it's decent 1-drop, especially if you have mechs in your deck. 2, Stone Splinter Trog. It's an okay 2-drop, better in Arena than it is in Constructed. Ooh, Dark Bomb. Very good 2-drop. It's a 2 mana, deal 3 damage. And it means that I can... Basically, it's like the Frostbolt that Warlock never had. Crackle. Crackle is pretty decent, used in Mech Shaman as well. It's really decent because it has the potential to deal massive amounts of damage. And so it's usually picked over Lightning Bolts in arenas too. Ooh, Ogre Ninja. Really kind of random. It's kind of good, kind of bad. It's got the great stats for turn 5, but the 50% chance to attack the wrong enemy can make it a little iffy. I haven't really seen it in Constructed, though people will normally pick it in arenas because of stats. Alright guys, that's pack number 1. Let's see what else we get. Cobra Shot. Sometimes used in Constructed Face Hunter. It's got that great damage to the enemy hero ability. It's expensive though. Oh, Implosion. Used in Demon Lock. Deals 2 to 4 damage to a minion, summon a 1/1 imp for each damage dealt. There's a lot of cards now that give Warlocks imps, so it's pretty freaking awesome. Ship's Cannon, decent 2-drop, not used in Constructed, but picked in arenas if you have no other option. Crackle again, we've already seen that one. And Burly Rockjaw Trog. It's a mediocre 4-drop, the 3/5 stats is decent enough, and, you know, sometimes you'll get a chance to go 2 for 1 with it. It's picked in arenas if you have no better option. But other than that, you'd probably go for a Yeti or something. Alright, what do we got here? Oh, we got an epic! Oh, but it's not a very good epic. Darn. It's a Hobgoblin. It's, whenever a minion, you play a 1-attack minion, give it +2/+2. I've seen it actually work in Arena. It's kind of hilarious. You pick it if you want to balance out your curve, and you happen to have like an Imp Master or something else with 1 or 2 attack. No, it's just 1 attack, sorry. Like early game aggro decks, if you can keep it alive, it's very powerful. Let's see. Clockwork Gnome, sometimes used in Mech Mage, sometimes not. That's Constructed. Arenas, it's picked if you have a more aggressive deck, because it's basically, it's like a Web Spinner. You guys remember the Naxxramas Web Spinner card? Except instead of giving you a creature, it gives you a spare part. Let's see. Tinker's Sharp Sword Oil, used in Oil Rogue, a Constructed deck. Look it up if you want to figure out what it is. The combo, it's a little expensive, but it's got a really great combo move, so if you have time to do that, you get so much damage off. There's a rare. Another Ogre Ninja, just what I don't need. And an Ogre Brute. Decent 3-drop, not used in Constructed, almost always picked in arenas though, just because of the stats. Once again, we're talking like these 2 Ogres right here. They have that weird 50% chance to attack the wrong enemy, but the stats don't lie, and you can often, like, for that turn, get a 2 for 1 if you're lucky. Alright, moving on. Hey, we got a Golden Muster for Battle. Holy cow. So, this is a very good deck, card. Just because it's probably one of the stronger 3-drop cards in the game, just because you summon not only 3 1/1 Silverhand Recruits, you also equip a 1/4 Light's Justice weapon. So you've got essentially 4 damage in the form of 3 monsters and a weapon. Really strong. Used in like Quartermaster Paladin deck. Quartermaster buffs 1/1 Silverhand Recruits. It's really cool. I use it in my Paladin deck too. Piloted Shredder, one of the better 4-drops in the game right now. Used in constructed, mech mage, mech shaman, pretty much mech anything, really. And that's because its death rattle summons a 2-drop minion really good. Oftentimes, you know, it's on par with the Yeti in that respect because it's got the 2 minion attack power there. Gilbin Stalker, a pretty decent 2-drop. Used not as much in constructed, though I think I have seen it a couple times. Arenas is picked a lot as a 2-drop because it's a priority. The stealth allows you to control what you do with it rather than have someone do something annoying. The only way to get around that is like if they play a turn 2 or turn 3 flame cannon, which is very annoying anyways. Oh, Floating Watcher, an interesting card. I think it's in Demon Lock constructed, though I haven't really seen enough of it. It's picked a lot in arenas because if you can get the buff off, if you haven't taken that much damage and you can actually like tap on the next turn, it's immediately a 6 for a 6/6. So you keep that going, it's just can go way out of control. And finally, we have Seal of Light. Haven't really seen much of this card. Sometimes you'll pick it in arenas if you have to. Pack number 36. I'm gonna click all of them now. Let's see. Mech Bear Cat, not really used in constructed, picked in arenas if you need 6 drops. Pretty cool because you get spare parts whenever it takes damage. Mech Warper, really good 2-drop, used in all pretty much mech constructed decks. Mech Shaman, Mech Mage being the primaries. Crackle, once again, we determined it's a good card, and the other 2 we already have, so let's move on. Pack number 35. Gotta drink some water. All this talking is making me thirsty. So we've got Goblin Auto Barber, Piloted Shredder, Recycled Spider Tank, and another Goblin Auto Barber. Goblin Auto Barber, really good 2-drop. You get that 3/2 plus as a rogue. It's a rogue class card. You get a buff on your weapon. Used in Oil Rogue a lot. Picked in arenas a lot. We've already gone through Piloted Shredder. Recycle, really interesting. Not super useful, though I do know some people to take it. I don't like it personally. It's too expensive for the cost. It's like a better Vanish or like a better Sap. That's what it is. Because it shuffles it into the opponent's deck rather than into their hand. But still, the cost is just too much for me. Spider Tank, one of the best 3-drops in the game. That 4 health is really a nightmare. And it's just a generic mech, so it's sometimes put in mech decks as well. Pack number 34. What we got here? Another epic. Hey, Recombobulator. It's an okay epic. You pick it. In arenas. It's a solid. You pick it as a 2-drop because most epics aren't that great. And the battle cry, if you can get it off, is pretty good. What you do though is you have to whatever minion you want to transform, you want to attack with it first because when you transform it, it'll put it back into rest mode or it'll act like you just played it. So you wouldn't be able to attack with it unless it's got charge. Cobra Shot, we've already been through. There's our rare. Suit Spewers, okay 3-drop, not really used in constructed. Picked in arenas though. The spell damage, the mage kind of just needed that early mid game spell damage booster. And it's a pretty decent card in arenas. Floating Watcher we've already been through. And Whirling Zap-O-Matic. This is a core mech shaman card. You play that on turn 2. You play a Rock Biter and a Flame Tongue Totem on turn 3. Suddenly that guy's got 8 damage. And you hit him for 16. If they have nothing on turns 2 and 3, you pretty much win the game. Also, it's picked in arenas because it's one of the better 2-drops. Just that Wind Fury ability, the ability to attack twice. Alright, pack number 33. Man, this is so hype. What do we got? Hey, there's a rare. Ooh, Fell Cannon is kind of okay. Not really the greatest 4-drop because of that ability. But if you can work around it, you work around it. There's some constructed decks for it. Arenas, you can't usually pick over it, but if you really need the 4-drop and you want to like kill like a 2-health minion on their board, you do that. You play it, you kill it. It's cool. Anti-Keelbot, really pretty useful 5-drop despite its low stats. The battle cry is very strong. Restore 8 health to your hero. Used in like Control Warrior, used in Warlock to supplement their tapping and other health damaging abilities. Really good. Picked in arenas as well. Hey, what another Whirling Zap-O-Matic. Pretty sweet. Another Floating Watcher. And another Piloted Shredder. Look at me getting all these value commons. Let's see what else we got. Let's see. Drinking some water in between, like, card opening. Because it makes my mouth dry. Alright, Micro Machine, Flame Cannon. Hey, there's a rare. Another Suit Spewer. Clockwork Gnome. And another rare. Unstable Portal. Awesome. I don't think I have an Unstable Portal yet. Micro Machine is an okay too in constructed, better in arenas, especially if you get it on an empty board. Put it behind some taunts, and voila, you've got a super powered micro mech that just destroys their face. Flame Cannon, much better in arenas than it is in constructed. That deal 4 damage takes care of pretty much any 2, 3, and 4 drops in the early game. So it's a really efficient, like, minion trading removal card. You've already seen Suit Spewer and Clockwork Gnome. Unstable Portal, very interesting card. One of the stronger cards that was released in GvG. 2 mana, add a random minion to your hand. It costs 3 less. That is so good, especially like if you you might have a chance. Like, you have a chance to tap into like an awesome like legendary for 3 less. So like an example would be I had an Unstable Portal in a mage arena that I played a little earlier, a couple days ago, and one of the games I got a Neptulon. He's a legendary. He's a 7 cost for a 7/7. Put 4 Murlocs in your hand. It was hilarious. I played him on turn 4. The person had no response, and he pretty much single-handedly won me the game. So you've got the potential to play really strong cards early, or play early game cards for no mana at all, and that, like, either way, it's just solid, because if you get, like, you can pretty much make up for whatever the cost is, the 2 cost for the Unstable Portal is. Really good card. What do I got? Was that pack number 31? There's our rare Shield Maiden. It's used in Control Warrior and Constructed, and it is often picked up in arenas just because that. It's essentially gain 5 life. It's like a better... What is that? Priestess of Elune? It's like the better Priestess of Elune. Warbot, sometimes used. It's used a little more. There's like enraged decks now using the Grim Patron. Grim Patron actually used in some Control Warrior decks because they've got the Death's Bite and other like ping abilities that allow them to get a ton of Grim Patrons. So like I lost to a Grim Patron deck earlier. And this is just a part of that because if you can get it buffed up, it's a decent 1-drop. Dunmal Shaman, interesting pickup. It's 4 mana for 5/4 with Wind Fury, but it has 50% chance to attack the wrong enemy. Therefore, it's not really used in constructed that much. In arenas, it's picked if you need a 4-drop, and it has the potential to do good, but it also has the potential to not do good. So you got to be careful with it. What's this? Shielded Minibot, awesome. One of the best 2-drops in the game so far, used in Mech Paladin, used in regular Paladin anyways. That Divine Shield with the 2 attack on turn 2, just really strong. Pick it up in Arena too, it's really good. And another Clockwork Gnome, alright. You know, I'm just going to open all 5 from now on. It's a little faster that way. There we go, got a rare, got another rare, and a bunch of more commons. Alright, so One-Eyed Cheat over here. One-Eyed Cheat, not really that good because it's really susceptible to AoE, and it only works in a Pirates deck. Pirates are not very strong on their own, so it's not really used that much. Flying Machine, also not very good. If it was like a 2/4 with your Wind Fury, it would be a better Thralm or Farseer, so I guess that's why it's a 1/4. Mech Bearcat we've already been through. Anodized Robocub, very good 2-drop, often picked in arenas as a Druid. And use it in Druid Constructed if you have the opportunity or you don't have any better options. Cool. Pack number 29. What I got here? Open them all up. Hey, 2 reds. Oh, sweet, a golden common. Awesome. Alright, so we got Velen's Chosen, which is a fantastic 3-drop, almost always picked in arenas. Very high priority, just because the +2 attack and +4 health is perfect for turn 3. It's so good. You have any 2-drop on the board and it immediately becomes a 4 or a 5-drop on turn 3. That's how like scary that is. So they either have to get rid of immediately, or they won't have any way to deal with it until turn 4 or 5. Illuminator is not that great of a 3-drop, though it's, it's okay. Not really used in Constructed, picked in arenas if you have no other option, and especially if you have secrets. Snow Chugger, one of the better 2-drops that came out in GvG, along with Shielded Minibot. Used in Mech Mage, absolutely. It's a mini water elemental, basically. So freezing a character damaged by this minion, you freeze whatever, person you're up against. It's really effective against warriors, paladins, any class with weapons, really, rogues. And you just laugh as they can't attack you. We already been through Suit Spear, and now I've got a golden piloted shredder. What's that, like my 3rd or 4th piloted shredder? I have no idea. Moving on to pack 28. Whoa! Hello! That actually scared me a little bit. Oh man, that's so cool. We finally got a legendary. Well, before we go, let's work our way up, alright? So we got a Noritron over here. Not really used in Constructed. I actually like it in arenas. Because it pretty much guarantees to buy you a turn. That Divine Shield is incredibly annoying, especially to classes without 1 damage pings. So you give it the opportunity gives you an opportunity to draw and or play a creature safely behind it. Ship's Cannon, we've already been through. Scarlet Purifier, I have actually taken a liking to this. I pick it more often than not in arenas just because a lot of people will end up picking up zombie chows in arenas. So like often at that point they've either gotten a trade with one of your 1/1 Silverhand minion, like squires, whatever they're called, Silverhand recruits, and that way you can just ping it. It's like immediate 2 damage to that zombie chow, which is really nice. Spider Tank we've already been through, and finally we got Malorn over here, who is a very interesting legendary. 7 for a 9/7, really good stats for its cost and its Death Rattle. Shuffle this minion into your deck. How cool is that? I love it. I'm surprised it's not really used in Constructed that much. But it's almost always picked as a legendary in arenas because of its potential to continue to cycle and be played again. Okay, pack number 27. Drinking some more water. Alright. Dark Bomb. What do we got? And there's our rare. We've already been through Dark Bomb, Shielded Minibot, Whirling's Appomatic, and Spider Tank. So we've got Cobalt Guardian right here. Cobalt Guardian is it's just not that great in Constructed or arenas because of that health value. It's too easy to get rid of. So the only time you can effectively play it is if you have one of these like Shielded Minibots in your hand. You play it on turn 7, all of a sudden it's got Divine Shield. If it had like 1 more health, it would be a really good card, and it would really make Mech Paladin a more viable option in Constructed. But it's not. So it's right now it's like it's a mediocre card. So if you take it in arena, like you might take it in arenas, but you probably won't if you got a better option. Stuff like that. It's just not good enough for its cost. Let's see. Pack number 26. Opening all these guys up. Hey, we got an epic. Oh, we've already been through Mech Warper. We've already been through Cobra Shot. Oh, look, 2 Cobra Shots. Just what I needed. We all know how much I needed those Cobra Shots. Okay, We Spell Stopper. Another meh epic. The stats for turn 4 not very good. But the ability is kind of interesting. Adjacent minions can't be targeted by spells or hero powers. Not as good in Constructed because most of the people that you're going to be going up against will have weapons, warriors, rogues, paladins, that kind of deal. So that won't stop that that ability at all. Picked in arenas if you have no better option for epics. And finally we have Shadow Boxer, which is a pretty decent 2/3 for 2. Whenever a character is healed, any character, including a player, deal 1 damage to a random enemy. If you can keep it alive, if you can get a 2-for-1 with it, get that heal ability off, man, that's pretty awesome. So you pick it in arenas as a 2-drop. Okay, pack number 25. There's our rare. Oh, whoops. Almost didn't acquire that one. Mech Bear Cat we've already been through. Goblin Autobobber we've already been through. Cogmaster we've already been through. We haven't been through Salty Dog or Ogre Warmaul. Ogre Warmaul, it's a meh weapon. The 4 attack on turn 3 is great, but the 50% a chance to attack a raw enemy, really, really not that great. More often than not, at least personally, I've found that it does not attack the target that I want to attack. So I prefer to avoid it if it comes up in arenas. Excuse me, I got a little cough there. And I don't think it's even used in constructed at all. Salty Dog, an interesting 5-drop if you can keep it alive. That's a very scary 7 attack value on turn 5. But the 4 health, more often than not, will force it to die early. You can take a 1-for-1. Still, it is picked in arenas if you have no better options. Pack number 24. So many packs. We're almost halfway through, guys. Okay, so we've been through Flying Machine, Tinker's Sharp Sword, Oil, Cobalt Guardian. We have not been through Mechanical Yeti or Druid of the Fang. Mechanical Yeti, really, it's a more random Chillwind Yeti, basically. It's got the 4/5 health value, which makes it a very high priority 4-drop, and it's got the Death Rattle, give each player a spare part, so not just you, both people. It's picked a lot in arenas. I don't really think it's I don't think it's really played in constructed because of Mech Mage, I believe. Because Mech Mage, one of the core cards is a legendary Archmage Antonidas. And you play him on turn 8 with a spare part, you get an instant fireball. So he's a little too risky to play in constructed. Druid of the Fang is a really weird card. It's more often than not, you're not going to get the buff off, and that's why it's not really picked in constructed in arenas. I will sometimes pick it, especially if I know I've got like a Druid of the Claw, like to play before it. So I'll like play Druid of the Claw on turn 5, turn 6 if they can't kill it, play the Druid of the Fang, turn it into a 7/7. That's a really good combo. So it's sort of a card you pick in arenas, but if you don't have a lot of beasts, then you try and avoid it. Pack number 23. Okay, let's open these up. Ooh, okay, so we've been through Gilbin Stalker, Cogmaster, and Anodized Robocub. We have not been through these 2 weapons right here, and they're both pretty darn good. Glaive Zuker, used in Face Hunter a lot of the time in constructed. Almost always picked in arenas just because it's a fantastic 2-attack weapon, and it has a great battle cry. Really good. More often than not, people will spend at least 1 charge hitting the face, because you have to think of it like this. By spending that charge, it's like you being able to use your hero power on turn 2 or turn 3 without actually having the mana for it. So it's like using your hero power for 0. And for Face Hunter, every hero power you use is super important, because the more hero powers you use, the more likely you are to win. Power Mace, really nice. It's a decent 3 cost weapon if you've got Mech Shaman, like it's a core of Mech Shaman constructed. And in arenas you pick it because it's a pretty decent weapon. It's like it's a slightly less effective fiery war axe. And if you've happen to have a mech like a Harvest Golem that you play on turn 3 or 4, you have a chance to buff it up to like a 4/5, which is so good. I like it. Despite the fact that it's 3 cost, it's still a decent weapon. All right, pack number 22. There's our rare. Okay, what have we been through? We've been through Piloted Shredder, Whirling Zap-O-Matic, Glaive Zuka, Mech Warper, and we have not been through Matter Bomber. Matter Bomber, very iffy 5-drop. It's got the 4 health, which is kind of weak, but it has the potential to do a lot of damage with its battle cry. Of course, it's all up to RNG, so praise RNGesus and hope you win. Pack number 21. Okay, we've been through on Anodized Robocub, Ship's Cannon, and Gilbin Stalker. Shrinkmeister, one of the best priest 2-drops. Picked pretty much always in arenas as a 2. And it's used in some constructed decks, though I can't remember what they are. But they've got some really good combos that can work with. Like specifically, you can give a minion -2 attack and Shadow Word paint it. Or you can give a minion -2 attack and then take something with a Cabal Shadow Priest or something like that. It's a really neat, 2-drop. I'm glad they added it. Screwdriver Clunker, very iffy. It's essentially meant for Mech Warrior, but unfortunately, Mech Warrior isn't really a thing. He just doesn't have enough of an opportunity. It doesn't fit well into the Control Warrior scheme of things, so people haven't really adopted it. Arenas it's picked if you have no other option, and if you've got a decent amount of mechs. It's a great thing to just play like after you play, for example, a Harvest Golem on turn 3 and they can't get rid of it. Boom, you've got a 4/5, and this time you can control where it goes. So it's really neat. Alright, we're done with that pack. Moving on to pack number 20. Ooh, we got another epic. Awesome. So we've been through Floating Watcher, Druid of the Fang, Floating Watcher, Whirling Zap-O-Matic, and Handsome Mechanico. More often than not, I pick it in arenas because it's really fun. The battle cry is really good. Give minions Wind Fury, Taunt, or Divine Shield at random. You only get one of those per minion. You can't stack them. It will not give Wind Fury and Taunt to a minion. Little Exorcist, kind of not really used in constructed. Picked in arenas if you have no better option. It has the potential to be buffed by like a Death Rattle minion, like a Zombie Chow, or any 2-drops with Death Rattles or 3-drops. So it has the potential to become like a 3/4 or 4/5 at best, I think. And that can influence the game, like turns 2 and 3. But most of the time you won't get it off, so it's not that great. Opening all these, what was that, 19? I can't remember. Flame Cannon we've been through, Crackle we've been through. We've been through all of these. You guys see these? You see all these cards? Look, 2 more Ogre Ninjas. Hey, look at those rares that I don't need. Oh, let's just open up pack number 18. Hopefully it'll make up for it. What do we got? Oh, look guys, 2 Snow Chuggers and a Cobra Shot and a Salty Dog. Oh, hooray. Alright, well this one we haven't been through. Gnomish Experimenter. It's 3-dropper, 3/2. Not used in constructed. Sometimes used in arenas, surprisingly, despite its weird battle cry. More often than not, people will pick it just because the potential to draw a card for free is really good. So, like, I've had a Paladin deck that I played a while ago where I almost always drew into a weapon or a spell on turn 3, and Paladin's weapons and spells are always turn 4. So, like, turn 4 you play True Silver, turn 4 you play Consecrate, turn 4 you play Hammer of Wrath. Stuff like that. I think it was 80% of the time I drew into a weapon or a spell, and it was so good because it was like exactly something that I could have used on turn 4. So it is sometimes played in arenas. However, if you're very angsty about the whole transforming random minions into a chicken, I've definitely had bad luck with it. Don't pick it. Pack number 17. Look at what we got here. You guys see all these cards we already have? Yeah. Warbot, Pilot Shredder, Ogre Ninja, Glavezuka, and Dark Bomb. Some decent cards in there. It's a shame I already have like 4 of each of them. Whoop, what just happened? There we go. Let's open them up. Pack number, what was that? 15 or 14? Force Tank Max, I think, is the only one we haven't gone over. Now, once again, not really used in constructed because I'm not sure actually. I think it's the mana cost. It's just like for a mech deck or any deck in particular, the mana cost is a little too high with this more aggressive meta. And while the Divine Shield is really good, it's just, I don't know, it just doesn't see much play in constructed. Arenas, it's picked, an okay amount. It's the Divine Shield in arenas is really good. And if you really need the late game, it's something that you pick up. Alright. Pack number 15. Ooh, okay. We've been through everything except for Gnomeregan Infantry and Explosive Sheep. Let's go through them real quick. Gnomeregan Infantry, not really a great card. The charge is neat, but the one attack just isn't really good for turn 3. Explosive Sheep is used in some decks, like Control Warrior or something else, because it provides a 2 damage AoE, which is something that like Warrior doesn't have. It may sometimes even be used in Oil Rogue, though I'm not sure. In arenas, I actually avoid it more often nowadays. I used to be along the thought process that like having a 2 damage AoE would be great, but more often than not, I find myself having minions on the board that I don't want to get damaged, and it being a dead card in my hand. So it's really, it's like absolutely a catch-up card because it deals 2 damage to all minions, including your own. Very iffy, but if you really think you need it, you pick it up. Pack number 14! Oh snap. Okay. We've got all of these already. But I think that's the second Scarlet Purifier, which I didn't have. Yay! Moving on. Pack number 13. Come on, I want more legendaries. You gotta give me some good stuff. Alright, we've been through all of these 4. King of Beasts, golden, rare, awesome. Not really used in constructed. Sometimes, you know, picked in arena sometimes. Has the potential to do well. It's a hunter class card. It's a 5 for a 2/6 with taunt. Battlecry, gain +1 attack for each other beast you have. Pretty self-explanatory. If you got beasts on the board, pretty good. If not, it's just a 2/6 for 5, which isn't that great. Pack number 12. Only 11 more to go, guys. Hey, we got another epic. We've been through Anti-Keelbot, Salty Dog, and Piloted Shredder. We have not been through Iron Sensei or Junkbot. Iron Sensei, used in Mech Rogue, though. That isn't really a thing in Constructed, because it's very easy to kill. If you can keep it alive, though, really cool. I've picked it in Arena sometimes when I have a decent amount of mechs. But more often than not, the stats are not very good for its cost. Junkbot. Junkbot is also not a particularly great card because you need to have mechs going. And only a few decks in Constructed do that. And not many mechs appear that often in arenas. So having a 1/5 on turn 5, not very good. Only 10 more packs to go. We can do a countdown. Hey! Another golden rare. Awesome. Alright, we've been through Clockwork Gnome, Vitality... Oh no, we haven't been through Vitality Totem. Salty Dog, and Ogre Warmaul. Vitality Totem, not that great in Constructed. Not that great in arenas either. Sorry to hear that. It's just... For some reason they wanted to add in another totem to fill the gap for life gain for Shaman. The problem is it's just a totem, you know, at the end of the day. It doesn't really provide that much for you in terms of trading the board or dealing damage in any way. So it's not very high priority. Light of the Naru is sometimes used in Constructed. I've seen it used in arenas a fair amount. Like, it's a decent 1-drop because you restore health and you have the potential to get a Light Warden with it, which is the 1/2 whenever a character is healed, gain +2 attack. Pretty decent, especially like on turn 3. You play it on turn 3, you heal something, or you heal yourself if you've taken a lot of damage, and you are able to heal again with your hero ability, and suddenly you have a 3/2 on the board. Okay. 10. This is the 10th one. Only 9 to go. Lots of good cards here. The only one I haven't been over is Grove Tender. Used in Mill Druid. Mill Druid is this is the card for Mill Druid. This pretty much validified Mill Druid, despite the fact that it already existed beforehand. It's got that ability, choose one, give each player a mana crystal, each player draws a card. Of course, you draw a card. And that in turn will draw you into more things like Cold Light Oracles or Naturalizes, which force your, you know, an opponent to lose his hand or get a full hand and discard cards. This is the pack. It's only 9 left. What is this? Pack number 31, technically. Ooh. A new card. Excellent. So we've already been through everything but Mistress of Pain. Mistress of Pain, sorry, is sometimes used in constructed like Demon Lock, because it's the Warlock equivalent of life gain. So this card added lifelink, I believe, to the game. If you guys have ever played Magic the Gathering, lifelink is basically what that is. Whenever this deals damage, restore that much health to your hero. Pretty cool. If you got like a Demon Fire or something to combo it with, suddenly it's a 3/6 and you've got a pretty decent life regenerator on your hands. Sometimes picked in arenas, but not really. 8 more packs to go. We've already been through everything here. Though I did get another Iron Sensei, which is pretty neat. I'm starting to get to the point where I've just kind of got all the cards already. What do we got? We've already gotten all of these. See those? Double Shrink Moisture's good though. Why are you not working? It's like a weird delay there. I don't know what's going on. Hey, we got another epic. Haha. So this is finally a card that we haven't seen recently. This card, Clockwork Giant, is used in Mildruid in Constructed. Not really picked in arenas that much, but Mildruid is actually very useful because you've got all those cards almost all of the time. They're going to have a full hand or an almost full hand. And so if you have this in your hand, it's going to be like 3 or 4 mana. Like if they've got 9 or 10 cards in their hand, subtract 10 from that card's cost, and suddenly it's like 2, 3, 4 mana. Really strong to have an 8/8 out on turn 4. Have to deal with it. Boom. Hey, got another golden common and a rare. We have not gone over upgraded repair bot. Unfortunately, upgraded repair bot is not very good for Priest, because Priest does not have a lot of mechs that it synergizes with. So you'd have to build it around common mechs, which just, they're good, but the problem is just that it doesn't synergize well with anything. In arenas it's picked because it's a solid 5-drop, and if you have the opportunity, you can buff a mech. But other than that, it's not that great. Haha, there's a new card. Call Pet. It's 2 costs to draw a card. If it's a beast, it costs 4 less. I've seen it in Constructed, I've seen it in arenas. I personally don't like it that much because the odds of you drawing a beast are lower in arenas. And so you kind of just, it's basically 2 mana for draw a card. If you're lucky though, and you get that awesome like 4-drop beast. Are there any 4-drop beasts? I'm trying to think of any. I can't really think of any, but if it's like 3 or less, you get it for 0, so you just play that immediately. So it's like free draw and play. And if it's like later on in the game, it's like you play Savannah Highmane for 2. Hooray. That kind of deal. Fun card, but I don't find it very reliable. Only 3 packs left to go. Come on, I want more legendaries. Maybe we'll get lucky. No. Okay. We've already been through all of these, though that Golden Grove Tender is very nice. I'll probably put that in my Mildruid deck. What else do we got? Doomwall Shaman, Lost. Do we do Lost Tall Strider? I don't think we have. Lost Tall Strider is an okay 4-drop. You pick it in arenas if you have no better option. It's just because the 4 health is not very reliable on turn 4. More often than not, you're going to go up against like a 4/4 or a Yeti, in which case it trades evenly. But it's very weak. It's like weak to Flame Cannon, whereas Yeti is not. That kind of thing. Like that 1 health makes a lot of difference. So it goes from being a decent beast card to being a mediocre beast card. Oh, there's the beast card we were talking about. So Call Pet into Lost Tall Strider. Last pack, guys. Come on, come on, come on. No! Come on. We've been through everything already. Gilbin Stalker, Whirling Zap-O-Matic, Tinker's Sharp Sword Oil, Stone Splinter Trog, and Gnomish Experimenter. Most of these pretty decent cards. Gnomish Experimenter is a little iffy, but other than that, pretty good. Wow. That's it for all my, that's all my packs, guys. How much dust? Let's see how much dust I get from all of that. Come on, show me. Show me the money, or in this case, dust. Dust you use to craft cards in case you didn't know. Oh! That's a lot of dust. That's a lot. Oh man, we get 35 from rares and 705 from commons. Wow. I know for all those pro Hearthstone players, this is no big deal, but for me, it's pretty freaking awesome. Now I can actually, can I craft a legendary, or is that 1600? Is that either 1400 or 1600? I'll probably craft a legendary with that. That, or I might finish up some of my epics, just kind of fill those out a little bit. Anyways, guys, that is all I have for you today. So, thank you so much for watching. I hope you drop by for the next arena run, hopefully coming soon. And I will see you all later.